difference between changing and evolving. And this is, after doing divorces for so many years, I heard so many stories, and I heard so many people tell me he or she changed. I really bought too much into that because people don't fundamentally change. There's only two reasons that people fundamentally change, and that is either they have an epiphany, which is pretty rare, that they need to change and find their authentic self. It takes a lot for someone to have that epiphany. Or something catastrophic happens that kind of forces them to look at themselves and realize that they need to change something about themselves. Those are really the only two reasons that people change. So I heard this all the time, and I would always question, I'm like, are you sure that they changed, or maybe their true version of themselves was coming through, and it wasn't something that you were expecting because it wasn't what you were presented with. I think that's more common. And here's the problem. If you are dating somebody, and you think, oh, well, he or she would be so perfect if they would be like this. Don't be in a relationship. You should never, ever have that expectation or that desire to change somebody. Now, if you're in a relationship with somebody, you should want your significant other to be the best they can be, which is what evolving is about, and growing. You should really want that for them, and you should push them, gently. But if you're trying to change somebody, or somebody's trying to change you, it's just a disaster. It's just wrong on every level. Don't be with somebody that you feel like you have to change, or that you think is going to change in time, because it's not going to happen. It won't. Like I said, people only change for two different reasons, and it takes a lot for somebody to have that, to go through that process of actually working to change themselves or to find their authentic self. If you feel like you have to change somebody, don't waste your time. It's not worth it, because he or she will never be the person for you. It's that simple. And if somebody's trying to change you, walk away. Because you know what? Acceptance is so important, and acceptance is part of compatibility. And if you can't really accept who the person is, or they can't accept who you are, then you shouldn't be with that person. And people get confused. Like I said, people get confused with the, changing versus evolving. You should want your significant other to evolve. And you should want to evolve yourself. That's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to learn and grow and be better and stronger. We're supposed to learn from our lessons and become better people. That's the whole point of life. But you shouldn't force somebody, or try to force somebody to change, because it won't work, and you'll waste your time, and you'll end up probably in a really bad situation, because it's not fair to try to do that to somebody. I've seen it in its extreme form, and it's ugly. It's ugly. So don't waste your time with that. If you need somebody to change to be what you want, then they're not the right person for you. Accept that and move on. And if somebody can't accept who you are, don't waste your time with that, because you're better than that. Good luck.